Hi everyone, it's Kate from The Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you're well and having a nice weekend. It's going to be a bit of a bumper one, this one. So if you need a beverage of any description, hot, cold, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, now is the time to pause and go and get it, because I think it might be a bit of a long one. There are some really, really great patterns this week. So I'm going to get started. The first thing we've got is Talco magazine. The new one is out this week. They release them, I think, about 4 times a year, maybe twice a year. I can never keep up with all of them, but not kind of wildly regularly. There are 10 patterns included in each kind of episode, each issue. The sizing is a UK 6-32, and each issue has a theme. So this one is empathy. There are some really nice patterns in this one. So maybe I'll start by showing you some of the patterns. Let me start with this insanely amazing blouse. So it's called the Boogie. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's quite a statement. So can you see that amazing scalloped collar, which I thought was really interesting. The dress variation is quite full on. Let me show you another option so you can see. There's a kind of amazing ruffle on the underside of the sleeve, which I thought was really interesting. I've never sort of seen that detail before. There is also a really nice blouse. So it's called the Low blouse. So this variation looks quite simple and quite, a nice, useful item for your wardrobe. There's a second variation that has almost like a little, I guess it's like a cape. Let me come in and show you this variation over here, the kind of florally one. I thought was really interesting with those little slits and armholes. I really liked it. I thought it was quite an interesting cut. I'd say that there's interesting cuts in this month's one. There's a really great shirt dress as well, which is quite a simple shape, but I just loved the fabrication of it particularly. So this one's called the Dynamo, and you can see that sort of kind of triangle cut into the skirt, which I think is really great. Let me show you another page so you can see it. Obviously you don't have to cut it like that, you can have it in just the fabric, but I thought this was a really nice dress, kind of cut midi length. So that's that one. What else have we got? We have got quite a zany, I'm going to say zany, hood option, which might not be for everyone, but I'm going to show you anyway. These I thought were quite cute. I think actually I'd probably make this for a kid. I think it would look really cute as a kid. But yeah, there's that one. And then there's a really great coat. So this is the coat. You can see. I've stopped saying the names of them because you can see that I'm probably going to ruin them by saying them. You can cut it short as well, this jacket, make it into a jacket or have it as a long coat. I like the slits at the side as well, which can be poppered down. Let me show you one more picture of that one as a whole so you can get... Yeah, I just thought it was a great option if you're looking for a coat. Feels like a mixture of an anorak and a puffer. I do like that they've made it in that sort of quilted fabric. I think it looks really lovely. And then they've got, what else have they got? This dress I thought was really nice as well, actually. It's a kind of sleeveless shirt dress, really loose fitting. There's a variation where you can make it a bit shorter and almost wear it like a layering piece, which I thought was quite an interesting take on it. And then if you made it in something more structured, it would feel kind of like more like a pinafore. And then there is the kind of really simple top that is on the cover. So that sort of simple shape, which is quite a kind of tunicky top. And there are also a pair of wide leg elasticated trousers that kind of match this. So yeah, this is out now if you're thinking that you'd like a kind of autumnal treat. There's some really nice patterns in there. I'll pop links to everything I talk about down below so that you can go and have a look. and you can have a look at all the patterns a bit more closely if you want, if you were kind of interested. Then we've got a really great pattern from the Makers Atelier. This is the pleated skirt. It's PDF only. Sizing on this is a UK 4 to 20. I love the shape of this. So it's quite a simple construction. The thing that makes it interesting is that the pleats are stitched down until kind of mid, I guess, mid hip. So it's cut so that it's kind of high-waisted, the skirt, so it sits around the waist. It's got a nice kind of curved waistband. It just feels like quite a useful item for your wardrobe. I like the length of it as well. They've kind of got it kind of almost like slightly just above the ankle, kind of midi, but a little bit longer than midi, which I really like. So if you're looking for a nice skirt, this is a really good one to go and have a look at. Next up, we have got a really great pinafore dress from Paper Theory. It's called the Ray Pinafore. It's PDF only. Sizing is UK 6 to 34. There are 2 different size bandings for this pattern, so just make sure you pick the right one. I love this. It's really interesting. It's such a cool shape. There's great construction, loads of cool details. It's like a win-win-win for me. So if I show the line drawing, I feel like that can kind of give you a bit more of an idea. So you can see that it's a square neckline, quite thick straps. You can either kind of wear this as a dress in its own right, or kind of a pinafore where you've got some stuff underneath. And obviously as it's cold over here, you're probably going to want stuff underneath. But there are just really great seam lines. You can see that kind of slanting seam that comes down the front that kind of echoes around the back of the dress. It's panelled at the front. It's cut so that it kind of, it's like a waterfall dress. So it's kind of fitted around here and then it kind of goes out. There are splits in the side, and I really like the sort of stitch detail on them that feels a bit like how you would kind of stitch on jeans, or like a vent up the back of a skirt. It's just really clever. So I'll show you some pictures so you get an idea. The other thing I absolutely love about this is that she's made it in denim with white stitching, so you can see all the kind of details, which is great. And then particularly that seam line that comes round down the front, round the pockets, which is amazing. I think it's such a lovely item, and I really like the idea that they've kind of photographed it in a workshop, so you could wear this. This would be such a nice thing to wear if you are kind of cooking, or you know, you could wear it literally as an apron, but you could also wear it as it's a really great dress. So yeah, and then there's a variation that she's made it in a linen, where you can see it where it feels a bit softer and more gentle. But I actually really love the structure of the denim on this. It also, I should say, it has little strap adjusters as well, so you can make it whatever kind of length that you need, which is really helpful. So next, we've got 2 patterns from Lissa & Co. There's a 3rd pattern which I didn't include, so make sure you go and have a look at that one. And it's called the Atellier Blouse and Dress. It's paper and PDF for this one. Sizing is a UK 8 to 20, and it's got A, B, C and D cups, which is amazing. This is such a great pattern. The more and more I saw it, the more interesting details there are. The blouse variation in particular I love. Anyone who really loves Cezanne, the blouse on this looks just like some of their patterns some of their blouses that they've released this autumn. So it's definitely a good dupe of that. So let's have a look at the dress, and maybe let's have a look at the line drawing as well. So you can see that it's panelled down the front of the dress. There's raglan sleeves, there's gathering around the neckline, there's gathering at the cuffs. The interesting detail with the dress is there is a little kind of band sewn kind of across the front middle panel of the dress with gathering. And then there are 2 kind of ties that go around the back, but instead of them sort of tying them in a bow, they're actually buttoned, which I really like because it makes it kind of feel a bit kind of was more interesting and a bit kind of sleek around the back of the dress. It's really beautiful. The blouse variation, in particular the one with the ruffly, definitely with the ruffly collar, I just thought was such a beaut pattern. So again, it's raglan sleeves. It's got the kind of front panels down it. It's got these lovely kind of bell-shaped sleeves with elasticated cuffs. It's a really lovely pattern. I think it's something that loads of people would really like. And yeah, they're both of them actually, the dress and the blouse, are really strong. So if you are looking for something like that, it's worth having a check out. The other pattern, again, paper and PDF. It's called the Brunswick Jacket. Sizing is, again, 8 to 20 with A, B, C and D cups. This feels like a mixture of a jacket and a cardigan, and I think depending on which fabric that you make it in will kind of determine that. But I really like the shape of it, and I really like the seam lines of it. So if I show you the line drawing, we can have a look at what's going on properly, because it looks very simple in the picture, but then as usual with Lissa & Co, there's kind of more interesting details going on. So at the front of it, you can see it's got these great like seams kind of coming down from the neckline to the sleeve. That echoes on the back of the jacket, which adds a really kind of nice seam, interesting seam lines. They've got a seam running around the waist as well, which have these little like inseam pockets. So there's quite a lot going on. So you can see the kind of pink variation. She's made that in a linen, so that'd be a really nice kind of light jacket. I personally prefer the kind of, she's made it in like a waffle cotton, which then makes it feel a little bit more like a cardigan, and I really like this. I think you could probably make this, again, you could probably make this in a sweatshirting as well and have it more as like a kind of like a house coat, kind of spring jacket but winter kind of layering piece. I thought it was really interesting and just great. I really love that waffle fabric, and there's quite a lot of that around actually. I've seen that in fabric shops at the moment, so if you wanted to recreate something similar to that, it's definitely doable. I'm pretty sure Merchant and Mills have a waffle. I think they do, in some nice colours as well. So then we have got 3 patterns from Named Clothing. The first one is the Lissa denim dress. This is so great. PDF only for this one. Sizing is a UK 6 to 28. I love this. If this had been out when I did my Sew the Trends, I'd have totally put this in. Very in trend for this season. Shirt dress, quite simple kind of details, but it's the proportion of it that sort of flared from the kind of, I guess, from the bust. Very quite short as well. I just think it's really so cute. And the thing that makes it interesting as well, it's got a really oversized placket down the front and quite an oversized collar. It's got 2 pockets on the chest. It's a really great pattern. So if you haven't seen this yet, definitely go and have a look. I love that they've made it in a denim as well, so it feels really nice and structured. It's a goodie. Then next up from Names, we've got another PDF. This sizing on this is a UK 4 to 26. Love this, obviously, because I love a gilet and I'm an old person, but this is such a kind of interesting, quite a cool take on it. So let me show you the line drawing. It almost just pops over the head, and then it's got these the straps kind of hold it together, which makes it much more, it just makes it kind of more interesting. So it's also the construction. I was just thinking construction of this is going to be way easier because it's just like basically a big bib that you kind of go over you and then a belt. So it's got a funnel kind of high collar. It's got patch pockets. I think you could have quite a lot of fun with making the fabric quilted, or you could buy something pre-quilted, but I just really love this. I think it's again, I would like to wear this around the house with a jumper on during the winter. But it's really clever. I haven't seen anything like this, and I just thought it had really lush details. So that one is there. Then last but not least, we have got the Named Sala sweater dress. PDF only for this one. Sizing is a 4 to 26. This is a really nice loose fitting polo neck dress. So it's a jersey pattern, it's got raglan sleeves. I just like the proportion of it, it feels really nice, and actually that kind of ribbed jersey that they've used is great. The other thing I was thinking, which again is a little bit niche, where the tie is, it is just below your bust, kind of at most people's kind of smallest point. This would, and because of that and where this waist, I think this would actually work really nicely as a maternity dress. So anyone who is kind of pregnant and looking for something to make while they're pregnant, I thought this would work really nicely. The sleeves are quite loose on it, the neckline is quite loose, it's just everything's kind of a bit relaxed, and I think it's a really lovely pattern. So if you are looking for kind of like that sort of dress, such a classic thing that you will use every winter, and it's nice to wear something that you could wear to something quite smart but you'll be really cozy because it's basically like a giant jumper, which is what I always want. So that is it from me. I told you it was going to be quite a long one. I hope you are still with me, and I will be back next week with another video. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye.